Tonight on NewsWatch, tornadoes ripped through Texas. We'll show you how Operation Blessing is responding to the disaster.
Plus, the long honeymoon is over. Why the mainstream media is turning on the Obama White House.
And how much do you know about Islam? A new DVD shows Christians how to reach out to Muslims. All this and more tonight on NewsWatch. Tornadoes, flash floods, and huge hail hit North Texas hard. Good evening. I'm Mark Martin.
And I'm Wendy Griffith. At least 6 people are known dead. More are missing, and officials fear the death toll could rise. George Thomas has details.
Storm chasers 40 miles west of Fort Worth captured this dramatic video of a tornado touchdown. In all, 10 slammed into North Texas as part of a massive system that spawned severe thunderstorms.
Oh my God!
It brought widespread flooding and baseball-sized hail. The community of Granbury, west of Dallas, saw the most damage, particularly 2 neighborhoods where homes were obliterated.
Most all of that is in heavy damage to totally destroyed conditions out there.
As many as 100 people were injured as the EF4 twister, packing winds up to 200 miles per hour, whipped through the community.
You can feel it. It's just like, just real calm, and all of a sudden just like, you know, a vacuum, like you can just feel everything going, whoa, what's going on?
All morning, rescue crews searched through rubble while residents started picking up the pieces and thankful to be alive.
Our neighborhood is gone. It's just gone.
George Thomas, CBN News.
Jody Harrington Geddes is Director of U.S. Disaster Relief for CBN's Operation Blessing. She joins us now by phone from North Texas. Jody, tell us about the devastation that's out there. I mean, there were a lot of twisters, a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been hearing reports of, especially the small community of Granbury, Texas, a community of about 6 square miles and 8,000 people, and they've had 100 injuries and 6 deaths. So Operation Blessing is going to be there to support the local pastors, pray with people, love on them, encourage them, and of course help them clean up what's left of their homes.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about what Operation Blessing is going to do. I know that you have equipment and resources en route. Kind of take us through the process so that we know what you guys are going to do when you're on the ground there. I know there are folks that are already there.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our major warehouses and distribution centers is in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, which is only about 50 miles northeast of the affected area. So we've already got staff on the ground there. The rest of our specialized disaster relief teams, they're either on airplanes or they're in convoys with our equipment, such as our mobile kitchen, our skid steer, our construction trailer. And so once we heard about the news last night, we began to reach out to our church network because we believe in working with the local pastors of the area, helping them reach the needs of their communities, as well as the local emergency management. And so within about probably an hour, I'll be meeting with Pastor Alan Lata of Generations Church there in Granbury. So we're en route there and just ready to share the love of Christ with people who are hurting so much.
Right, that is so important, the spiritual and the physical help. Well, Jody Harrington Geddes, once again with Operation Blessing. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, Jody.
Thanks so much, Mark.
And our prayers go out to those folks in North Texas. Well, we are learning more about why the jury convicted abortionist Kermit Gosnell of first-degree murder. One of the jurors says most of them felt the case came down to greed. The jury foreman says Gosnell routinely provided abortions, even if that meant killing babies alive. He says that was just, quote, business as usual for Gosnell. Another juror says the hardest part of the trial was looking at those photos of the dead babies and knowing that that kind of evil exists in the world.
Disturbing. In other news, President Obama is pledging to work with Congress to prevent the IRS from abusing its power. The president made that promise today in a Rose Garden statement, just one day after announcing the early resignation of the agency's acting commissioner. Still, many Tea Party leaders and conservative lawmakers on Capitol Hill are demanding more answers. They're calling for an investigation into the White House to see exactly who knew that conservative groups were being scrutinized by the IRS. They compare the targeting of political groups that oppose the president to a political witch hunt.
This is extremely troubling because the axiom is the power to tax is the power to destroy.
This is runaway government at its worst. Who knows who they'll target next?
This is an act of a political ruling class in Washington, regardless of political affiliation, targeting the American people.
When you think about Obamacare being implemented and 16,000 more people added to the IRS, are they going to be next determining who can get health care based on your political views?
The American Center for Law and Justice represents more than a dozen Tea Party groups, many of them still waiting for approval. The ACLJ says it plans to sue because their clients lost members, donations, and missed the election cycle due to the IRS's targeting of conservative groups.
Mr. Obama also addressed fallout from the terrorist attack in Benghazi. He's asking Congress for more money to better secure U.S. embassies, hire more Marines to guard them, and better train diplomats. In an effort to curb criticism, his administration released 94 pages of emails about the attack, but Republicans say it's not enough. The emails show that the White House and State Department worked to change the talking points on Benghazi. The State Department tried to avoid references to al-Qaeda and security concerns at Benghazi. Conservatives have repeatedly criticized the administration for blaming the attack at first on a YouTube video against Islam rather than terrorism.
All these scandals could spell another problem for the president. It could mean the end of what some have called a cozy relationship with the mainstream media. David Brody has that story from Washington.
As the scandals pile up, the mainstream media is slowly turning on the Obama administration, whether it be the IRS targeting conservative groups.
You have to understand and hear how it sounds like the administration might be hiding something.
Or the Justice Department secretly seizing phone records of Associated Press reporters.
It's chilling. I guess they owe us an explanation.
Even his biggest supporters are heading for the door. This is MSNBC commentator Chris Matthews a year ago on President Obama.
Everything he's done is clean as a whistle. He's never not only broken any law, he's never done anything wrong. He's the perfect father, the perfect husband, the perfect American.
Fast forward to the present.
He doesn't want to know about them. He doesn't want to run the United States government. And that has been the problem. Why isn't he angry, really angry, about what happened with the IRS?
If you're the president, this is not a good sign. Now, the media is also coming around on what happened in Benghazi after the death of American ambassador to Libya, Chris Stevens. Only CBS reporter Sharyl Attkisson pursued this from the beginning, long before her mainstream colleagues. She sat down exclusively with CBN News.
The media is not always consistent in the vigor that they use to pursue a given topic. And I do think the media did not use the opportunity in the weeks and months after Benghazi to be as persistent and as pointed as they should have, considering the importance of the issue, in my view.
Attkisson says she's definitely received pushback from the White House.
The White House called about an article I wrote a week or so ago. They personally pushed me back. You know, I'm used to that, so that's their job. Sometimes the harder they push, the more I believe maybe we're mining fertile area.
Attkisson has been applauded by conservative groups for her tenacious reporting. She says CBS executives supported her coverage despite having a tough time getting her Benghazi stories on television.
Every story that you present as a reporter has to be bought by a broadcast, meaning not purchased for money, but you have to get them interested in it. So maybe Evening News wants one story, Morning News wants a story. And there hasn't been an appetite for the stories I've offered on Benghazi.
The perfect storm of Benghazi, the IRS, and the AP phone log story leads to an even larger question.
You think there's a disappointment to a certain degree within liberal camps?
I think there's a huge disappointment.
Washington Post columnist Dana Milbank recently wrote that, quote, 100 days into his second term, Obama has already lost control of the agenda, if he ever had control in the first place. Milbank tells CBN News that Obama's lifeless, submissive attitude has hurt him.
It struck me that it was just very oddly passive for this president who had just won a second term to be sort of resigning himself to that and saying, I'll just see what they do up there. You know, there's only so much I can do. I'm going to wash my hands of the whole thing. It was odd for him not to be, I think, out there fighting more for his agenda.
Now it seems like the only fighting this president is doing is fighting off scandal after scandal. David Brody, CBN News, Washington.
The younger Boston bombing suspect left behind a message in that boat where he was captured. A law enforcement source says Johar Tsarnaev penned a note inside the wall of the boat. It read, "The April 15th attack was in retaliation for Muslims killed by U.S. forces in Iraq and Afghanistan." Tsarnaev also wrote that he would join his older brother soon as a martyr in paradise. The 19-year-old is being held at a prison medical center outside of Boston.
Bibles are being reinstated in Georgia state park lodges and cabins. They were removed after an atheist guest complained. Officials then instructed staff to remove the Bibles while the issue is being investigated. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal ordered the Department of Natural Resources to return the Bibles. In a statement, he said that no laws are being violated because the Bibles were donated by outside groups and not by the state.
Coming up, healthier living through technology, digital tools and tech-savvy gear to help you get the most out of your workout.
Ow, my feet hurt. My feet hurt, your feet hurt. White hot pain, I wanna cry. Is there anything I can try?
Why, yes. Introducing Strut Soul Angels, the human shock absorber that helps alleviate foot pain.
The first 10 steps in the morning to the bathroom were excruciating. Within 3 days after I put Struts on, it's been such a relief.
Slipped it on and almost immediately I felt a support, kind of like a pillow underneath my arches.
The Struts Soul Angel provides a great amount of relief and support throughout the course of the day, providing shock absorption and relief of pain.
On your feet without proper support can be painful. Strut Soul Angels promotes better balance, control, and body alignment. Standing in your heels all day is painful, but slip on Struts and you'll enjoy comfort and support 24/7. Struts is so versatile, you'll wear them in every shoe you own, even barefoot.
I'm on my feet all the time. I teach 11 and 12-year-olds. The pain was so much that I knew I had to do something. And with the Struts, I can do my job and enjoy my job.
I usually am on my feet from 8 to 12 hours a day. When I wear my Struts, it's like giving my feet a hug all day.
It's life-changing. I wear them from the minute I get up to the minute I go to bed.
Why pay $400 for custom orthotics?
Now get Strut Soul Angels for just $10. You also get Miracle Foot Repair Cream, absolutely free. Use it to help relieve dry, calloused feet overnight. But wait, call right now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Plus, you get a 100% money-back guarantee. If not completely delighted, send it back. But keep the foot cream as our gift just for trying. You get it all. A $70 value for just $10.
Oh, yes! Love my Struts, love my Struts. The best thing since sliced bread. They heal pain from toes to head. Get yours now, your doctor said.
Struts, be nice to your feet. Call now.
Call 1-800-787-1580 and get your Struts and Miracle Foot Repair for just $10 and we'll double the offer. That's 1-800-787-1580 or visit getstruts.com.
Welcome back. The sun has unleashed its fourth major solar flare in 2 days. The resulting solar storm may deal the Earth a glancing blow, according to space weather experts. This solar storm has the potential to interact with the Earth's magnetic field, causing radio blackouts, disrupting satellites and GPS signals, and in extreme cases, disrupting power grids. Solar activity follows an 11-year cycle, and we're currently in a solar maximum. Scientists expect it to peak later this year.
Earlier this week, actress Angelina Jolie announced she underwent a double mastectomy after learning she carries a gene that gave her an 89% chance of developing breast cancer. Now, Jolie says she will undergo more surgery, this time to remove her ovaries. Doctors say the two cancers go hand in hand and are caused by the same rogue gene. 70% of women who have a preventative mastectomy also opt to have their ovaries removed to dramatically reduce their risk of getting cancer.
It's been said you can't manage what you don't measure, and that's certainly true with diet and exercise. Lori Johnson shows us how technology can help us lose weight and get fit.
Unfortunately, most of us do not keep track of exercise details, like how often we work out or what type of exercise we do and for how long. It's also important to record how hard we're working, such as how much weight we're lifting or how fast our hearts are beating. too often we rely on our memory of such things, and as it turns out, our memories are pretty bad. Sometimes we tell ourselves we're doing better than we really are, or we don't recognize when we're ready to kick it up a notch.
You don't see the progress that you're making. You don't know what you're doing.
But thanks to technology, we have no excuses. For example, bracelets that count your steps, monitor your sleep patterns, and store all that information in an app. There are scales that can talk to your smartphone and tell it your weight and body mass index, headphones that track your distance and heart rate. You can even wear a watch that tracks how many calories you burn while working out, and an app to keep track of the calories you eat.
It motivates you, I would say, more to know that you're actually doing something and you're making progress.
No longer do you need to wonder why you're not seeing the results you want. By keeping track of what you're doing, you can identify the problem and make adjustments.
This is a tremendous opportunity for us if everyone uses some device to get fitter.
And when you see with your own eyes how much better you are now than you used to be, there's no better motivation to keep it up. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Up next, the truth unlocked. How to reach out to Muslims in your community.
From CBN.
Broken Eardrum is playing at the Civic tonight.
And you'll just have to miss it.
This is so incredibly unfair.
A special story of love and sacrifice.
Joy, Mom comes up with something.
Christopher Quantum, you and I are going to discuss your attitude right this minute.
Superbook. No.
Join the Superbook DVD Club and get Superbook's newest episode, He is Risen. Plus 2 copies to share with others. All for your gift of $25.
They have arrested Jesus, the Messiah. Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you?
No! Please! You can't! They've taken him to Golgotha. We must hurry.
Mary is about to lose her son. The worst thing any mother could face. I am not leaving her.
Superbook. It's an amazing way to build a strong spiritual foundation in the children you love.
Mary, who are you looking for?
I've seen him! He is alive!
Superbook. He is Risen. Available now.
In 2008, my husband Gary departed for heaven. I was still grieving. And then to find out I had cancer, I began praying, God, how do I do this? Where do I do this? Cancer Treatment Centers of America was the place. Dr. Neelam outlined a plan that would take care of my mind and my body, and she prayed with me.
For Bible-believing Christians, we're able to pray with them in a much deeper way as they begin to really rely upon their faith.
At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we believe in the power of faith and prayer as indispensable allies in the fight against complex and advanced stage cancer.
I'm back in Telluride, on the mountain skiing. I feel strong and healthy.
Advanced medicine and technology.
And I am a survivor.
The warm embrace of the Spirit and the power of prayer.
These are happy tears.
Please go to cancercenter.com/faith. Appointments available now. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Care that never quits.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $19 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Boko Haram terrorists are believed responsible for the murder of a popular Pentecostal pastor in Nigeria. Faye Pama was the secretary of the Christian Association of Nigeria Northeast Zone. Stephanus Foundation Director Mark Lipto says the pastor was killed in Borno State Tuesday afternoon.
Gunmen
climbed his fence and got into his house and shot him down. You know, the sect says they're out for Christians. Being in that position, being so vocal, he must have been a very marked man.
Lipto says the pastor had several college-aged children and one in secondary school. He asked that Christians pray for the pastor's widow and the children and for Nigerian Christians who are living under intense persecution. You can hear more of Lipto's interview. Just log on to the Global Lane blog, and that's at cbnnews.com.
The Boston Marathon tragedy caused some Americans to fear their Muslim neighbors.
Yes, indeed. But a new Christian DVD series is teaching people about Islam and helping them to replace fear and apprehension with love. Gary Lane reports.
Most Muslim immigrants come to North America for educational and economic opportunities. Others come to escape oppression. On a rare occasion, some, like the Tsarnaev brothers, harm the nation that has welcomed them. Wajdi Iskander is a former Muslim from Sudan.
Suddenly, when they come here, they change. They change to be fanatic.
Government can only do so much to protect us from Islamic fanaticism. So how should we respond beyond praying for our nation? A new Christian DVD teaching series called Truth Unlocked provides spiritual and educational responses.
I think it's going to help our nations, our countries, to be well equipped to deal with terrorism and to also deal with the people here that we need to take care of, the Muslim people that God brought here for us to give them the gospel right here.
The Truth Unlocked DVD series provides an understanding of Islamic religious beliefs. Tim Clemens is co-producer of Truth Unlocked.
This came about with just our kids interacting with other Muslim kids within their school, and I felt very ill-equipped and ignorant towards another culture that had moved in.
El Hayat Woman's talk show host Amani Mustafa appears on the Truth Unlocked DVD. She is a former Muslim who says Westerners should understand Islamic culture before establishing a relationship with a Muslim.
A man and his wife are welcoming a couple into their home, and the man of the house would extend the hand to shake the hand of the wife. Instantly she's offended because she's veiled and she's not supposed to be shaking a man's hand. Right there he broke a rule. So it takes a while for us to correct these things.
Terror attacks like the Boston Marathon bombing may cause people to shy away from pursuing a relationship with Muslims. Mustafa says Christians shouldn't fear sharing their faith because Muslims hunger for closeness to God.
When a Christian person come and present to me the God that he loves and worships and live with, that is an eye-opener and a heart-opener to many of us. And we see today that when Muslims are offered the freedom to choose Christ, they do, by the millions.
And Christians don't have to read the Quran before witnessing to Muslims.
I think it's a lot more important for them to understand what the gospel say, how to relate the gospel to them, to the Muslims.
Mustafa says Christians should tell the truth.
Ask him about what is that God, who is that God you're worshiping, and tell them the truth. We don't worship the same God, and let me tell you why.
A follow-up DVD called Far From Home, A Different West will be available in the near future.
The big difference is one is designed for Joe Average in the North American pew. The other is designed specifically to give to a Muslim. It is going to be a tool that can be used to reach Muslims around the globe.
Most evangelism tools are created and presented by Western Christians. This one is done by former Muslims who now follow Jesus.
The Christian, they explain it in a Christian mindset, but now you have kind of a convert, a believer in Christ from the same background who understand exactly what they're going through because we went through it.
One that addresses Muslim misconceptions and questions about Christianity.
Well, as a Muslim, I always wondered, how could God stoop down
and come as a man to earth.
I think the question is, why would God want to do that? The problem was resolved when I knew that God is not stooping down to the level of man. God loves man.
Exactly. It's my neighbor, it's my coworker, it's my child's schoolmate. They're individuals who need Christ as much as anybody else, as much as I needed Christ.
A revelation replacing acts like this with more of this. Gary Lane, CBN News.
If you are age 85 or younger, call 1-800-520-1922 now.
To learn more about the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life Insurance Company. The average funeral now costs over $7,500, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay your debt. The Senior Care Plan will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There is no medical exam, and you'll have lifetime coverage. Your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled by Senior Life. To receive free information about the Senior Care Plan and its benefits,
call 1-800-520-1922 now.
Also receive information about a free prescription discount card by calling now. You have no obligation. Operators are standing by. Call now.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
I love the story. A mother in a Philadelphia train station jumps on the tracks to save her daughter.
Yeah, this happened when the daughter's stroller rolls off and falls onto the tracks. Take a look at this surveillance video. The mother looks away for just a moment and the stroller rolls and falls. The 14-month-old still strapped inside. It took only 7 seconds. Without hesitation, the mother jumps to the rescue. You can see a woman push an emergency call button as a bystander jumps into action to pull the child back to safety, while another jumps onto the tracks to help the mother.
Wrenching because you can anticipate it. It's one of our busiest lines, and our trains run quite often. In this case, the stroller went into the track area at a time when, fortunately, there were no trains running.
Fortunately, the train was one station away. The toddler only suffered cuts to her forehead. She is expected to recover soon, and God kept that train back at another station.
One station
I'll tell
away.
you what. Yep.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
That was quite a fall for that little one, though.
Yeah.
And that was a miracle that she only had a few cuts to the forehead. So we praise God for that.
All kinds of miracles. That's
Thanks
all
so
for
much.
this edition of NewsWatch.
God bless you.